How did you know you wanted to be an author for children's books?
I wanted to be an author probably when I was little. I know I used to always tell my mother I was going to write children's books. And I used to practice writing children's books. But I didn't think about it anymore until I was in a leadership course, and somebody suggested that I write a children's book about her because she inspired me.
So how did you come up with these ideas for the books? Is there something specific about those places, such as camp and the hospital?
Yes. Well, first of all, I think, and the message of Carrie Flower is, I think that the whole message was inside of me. I think it was just waiting to come alive. And so, through my life experiences, I was divorced. I had many struggles, and that was tough. And then I had my best friend who had cancer, and then I myself had cancer. So I finally woke up and said, you know what? I'm going to be the person that I was created to be. I'm going to do it. I was always a people person, a people-pleasing person, tried to fix everybody, even though that proves to be satisfying for only a short-term distance. Inside of me, I always felt like I was missing something. So I went to leadership, and in leadership, I met a girl, Carrie Flower, and she inspired me. And she inspired me not because of who she was. She inspired something within me. So I wrote Meet Carrie Flower, and all about keeping a healthy lifestyle. And that's how I raised my children. I tried to raise them of, you can be anything you want to be if you keep a healthy mind, body, and spirit. Not be around negative, personalities, not be around victims, because if you're around a victim, you become a victim. So, cancer helped me with that, medical, hospital. Me, Carrie Flower, definitely, through my walk in life, I met people that I was judgmental about, and then I found, once I got to know them, they were beautiful. So, and my judgment went away.
So, can you give me your name and title and a brief explanation of the books and what their purpose is?
Well, my author name is Cynthia Post. My title is, I'm CEO of Rich Soil Alliance, and that's a nonprofit organization making a better future for our children by promoting a healthy lifestyle.
So, was that girl you were talking about earlier the inspiration for why you created the flower?
Yes. Yes, she was definitely an inspiration. She answered questions very differently. And so I decided I was going to write she told me to write a children's book. And when she told me to write the children's book, she said, I have to make her a sunflower. So I did. Later on, I can tell you a lot later on, there's a reason why. But yes, that's the reason.
About what age range does Carrie Flower cover the book?
Well, I would say birth up until 4th grade. It turns into a conversation for 3rd and 4th graders. But it's children of all ages to remember to be healthy, accept diversity.
Personally, what is your favorite book and why?
Oh, I don't have a favorite book. I used to say my camp was my favorite book because I met a lot of leadership people, and so I used to think that my camp was my favorite, but not any longer. I like Carrie Flower, Meet Carrie Flower, because it reminds me every day to live a healthy lifestyle. I like being camp because the children talk about differences, and that's always really special. And then, of course, the hospital book. There's always somebody struggling with a disability. We all have disabilities. And that is a great conversation. So I don't have a favorite.
Do you think that any one of the books in particular is more effective in getting your message across to children?
No, I don't think so. I mean, we've concentrated a lot more on Meet Carrie Flower, but all of the books really are great conversations for the children and for anybody. I don't think either one, any of them. I think all three of them have a great message, and children, interns that are teaching, teachers, all like the conversations.
Do you like more that you have the King's Education Program reading your books to younger children?
I love that. Because I love it because we start a conversation about the whole purpose of having a healthy lifestyle, diversity, starting new conversations around the hospital. And so I love that we start that conversation and then they, go out and teach it and train the trainer, so to speak.
So do you think that in the future you'd want to continue having college students in the education program reading your books, or do you think that you want to actually expand on that and go more than just college students?
Well, yes, I would love to have what we're trying to do as far the Carrie Flower programs is have our King's College Communication Department film a package that we can empower other universities and colleges to take the message and go out and practice reading the Carrie Flower books to early childhood education classrooms. And we also want to take the program to teachers in early childhood education so they are more comfortable talking about some of the topics too.
Now, there are other characters with you. Can you talk about them a little bit?
Oh, sure. They're just a sample of some of them. This is Mary Wildflower. You can meet her in the camp book. She's the camp counselor. And you can see that Carrie met other flowers, John Lettucehead. And then over here, we have Calla Lily and Jason C. Tomato, who's a tomato called Cherry. So there are lots of different flowers. You can see how Carrie was maybe shocked getting to camp and not knowing if she liked them because they looked and smelled very different. And then, right here, Carrie has the same outfit on, but if you look closely at her leg, she had an accident and she went to the hospital. So I didn't bring Kate, her good friend that she met at the hospital, but you'll have to read about her in the books.
So do you plan on just keeping it only strictly to the books, or do you want to expand on that and find other ways to reach out to children other than just the books?
No, we do want to have other ways to reach out to other children. We want to, also the communication department is working on some games that we can supplement the learning of the program. In the Meet Carrie Flower teacher book, and we're going to have, we have activities that supplement the learning, different things that the teacher could do to talk about being healthy. We're going to have the teacher book for the Carrie Flower Goes to Camp and the teacher book for Carrie Flower Goes to the Hospital. And my hope is that I can keep writing more stories about real children and their struggles. So the more I tell the story, I hope to alleviate the fears.
So do you see yourself writing any more books in the future, or do you want to just stick to these and expand on these?
No, absolutely, I want to write more books. All my books are based on real struggles in life that people have experienced. Some of them have been about myself, some of them have been about my friends or people I've met along my life's journey, and I want to write a lot more. I have a couple manuscripts ready to blossom, and I have a lot of other stories.